Hello, yes, I'm going to speak about getting more into the movies. I just was so shocked at how behind I am on movies, but y'all gotta hear my reviews, whether they old, classic, new, or whatever. Now I'm not about to probably be into the new ones. I'm going to comment on Tyler Perry's Temptation movie. Many people have saw it, but I haven't. So y'all gonna hear my reviews of it. I'm gonna start doing more of that reviews um, of movies. Um, of course, black featured movies. You know, I read an article and somebody said, "Well, I don't want my movie to be known as a black featured movie." That may be the only way and reason I watch it. It's too many movies to watch, and my time is limited, and you know, I don't want to be just watching a movie because it's considered neutral now. I need something to get to the point, okay? Life is just, no, life is just too busy and it don't allow you no bored time to be watching every movie that come out. So you gotta watch what's of your interest. And I want to watch black movies, keep line movies. um, it's a movie. Temptation is a movie with Journey in it, Lance and Brandy. Oh my goodness, that movie was like some real gossip conversation. That movie really is a mirror of someone's life, some people's life, for real. Uh, I can hear it on him. Um. So the movie Temptation, it was like the character Julian. She had a good life, nice looking man since she was a childhood. Married her first love. You know, had a very strict Christian mother. Looked like she was the only child in the movie. Why she wasn't around with the daddy or anything like that, it never got to that in the movie. It must have been one of those manipulating, soiled kind of men. I mean, soiled like playing it. Soiled like a diaper. Maybe. Most like, you know, sometimes, when you go through those relationships, oof, you be like, wow, how did I get into this? She had a very good man. She wasn't happy enough with life, and when people get so fashion-minded, they could just be unappreciative of what they have. That's at a neutral and allowed to grow. And Shannon Bryce was he was working as a pharmacy. I don't know if he was a pharmacy technician or eventually became a pharmacy. That movie is just like, wow. And Journey was a very beautiful girl, and Julian, let me call it by the character name. Julian was a very beautiful young girl. She got involved and had an affair with one of the clients of the industry, but it was as though he raped her for the scene on New Orleans, with rape, seduce, whatever. It's both equivalent as witness in that situation. Number one, the boss of that company should, knowing that she had a husband, should never have told her to go on a trip with this man to get her a deal, because she still didn't end up getting a deal. And she, being a madam, and got caught up in the madam spider web her own self, took her on a trip to New Orleans, and then when she told him to stop, he kept pursuing her, and then she got addicted to it. You know, just what I say about abortion. People know it's wrong, they may not want to do it, but then when it happened or whatever like that, they get addicted to that. Ugh, that's a stronghold spirit. This man was no good for her. They couldn't find out Brandy that had ran away from this man that was her abuser. She was scared of him. And that man on the real don't let nobody you be scared of except with the money power, unless he got real connections to the mob, like they really pay attention to him like that. But then kind of find out that, you know, he helped her get her own business started to where she could tell her job, oh, this will be my last week here. And the madam woman told her that was played by Vanessa Williams, no, this is your last day here, and she was mad. I mean, just common sense. Ooh. I mean, but see, that's what, you know, evil people, and Kim Kardashian played that role. I don't remember the name she played. I just knew she was Kim Kardashian in the movie. She played the role of the personality that she would have in real life. Those kind of people, you don't get close to them. Unless you just really don't have a brain, or you just, somebody like Julian, or their, her and the madam, they are their targets. That role Kim played is really her personality. You know, they also worry about fashion, and she gonna try to get that to a girl. No, you need to keep this image up for the company and stuff like that. And see where it led her, to an HIV positive man that was a woman beater. He didn't care about pushing her mom down, and he did help her get her other business, but she was miserable. Oh my goodness, the way she ended up looking, I was just like, ooh, that just was sad, heartbroken. And you look at many people now, and you have to think, so many decades ago, they could have been such and such, and where they are now. So you really have to be careful how you come approaching or handle a person. She has, she still kept her, got her business at the end. You see, and she's counseling this couple here about a woman that found another man. And so you see her degree, she still was able to apply that knowledge of and her own experience into one. But everything is not to be experienced. Like, everything ain't to be tried. Everything ain't to be experienced. The world will never be a better place. Everything be experienced and tried. And so, you know, this is where it comes to, whew, I tell you, that was really rubbing on her. Tyler Perry always have these movies that be like, wow, like, this needs to wake people up. Always. He always had those movies be like, this needs to wake people up, this needs to wake people up, this needs to wake them up. If don't nothing else wake them up, this needs to wake them up. This is just a movie that I sure like to see how it ends. I saw he had that beautiful wife, beautiful son. Bryce still was fine with the little foggy, extra nerd traditional glasses on. And I'm just like, whew. I feel sorry for Julian, but, you know, knowing the past. But, you know, that's what can happen when you raise a child so deep into church that they don't get the exposure visually or observingly of the world. Like, I'm not going to limit mine from watching movies, read newspaper, internet. Like, you going to know about it. Because I'd rather you know about it than you experience it and make the sense. And you got to have street sense in this world. Because you're dealing with street and worldly people. So no way somebody can send you in as a dove and expect you. You know, that's why doves are represented at grave sites. You know, because that's the only way dead person, you know, the dead get their peace. By doves. So you can't come out in this world with a dove spirit against a pack of wolves. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some real metal. You want to have just as much, you know, ions to go against that. And you just, they should know about church, because that's a social group that you need to know about too. You got to have street sense with them too. But you know, she was raised whole, and she ended up in this misfortunate lifestyle. Oh my goodness, you saw how she went back to dressing old-fashioned. She went back to being in a church and back with her mother. She probably had her own place. I'm sure as a psychiatrist she was making enough money to have her own little studio up in that area. But she just was miserable and probably never dated again, and was a very beautiful person. Whew. Y'all need to take that lesson to life. That's why that little term of blessing highly favored, whew, people could misquote it for real. But this movie Temptation, I believe all these children, before they become an adolescent or as they've been an adolescent, they need to watch that movie. Children need to be able to take life more serious instead of being raised so cartoon and so air-minded. That's what I have to say about this movie. Subscribe to the channel, SOTBP Conference. I'm about to do a video on behind the scenes. Y'all gonna find out the raw cut, ear, Jill, what went on behind this stuff here. I'm just gonna do one part of it. Starting out, do tuning at 6 p.m. Call 661-554-9123 at 6 p.m. on Monday. Okay, TTYL.